Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. This is your boy Different Show. Today we're going to be talking about the Syracuse football 2025 schedule. I know, this schedule looks very, very hard. Last season we had a 10-3 record after we beat Miami, Florida for the last game to be 9-3, and we beat Washington State in the Holiday Bowl, which we won that to become the Holiday Bowl champions. Syracuse football had a Kyle McCord last season for a transfer from Ohio State. He was a pretty good quarterback. But this year we're going to get another quarterback from LSU. We're going to get good 4-star players from high school. They're going to join the Syracuse football team. It's going to be a really tough year for this team, so I'm hoping we can stick through the tough challenges. Hopefully go through times that are going to be easy or hard for us, but other than that, let's just see how we do this season in this video so I can talk to you guys about what the teams we're facing and what we're going to be doing for the rest of the year. So far we got 3 teams on here that you already see. Now just let's see what I think about it and what's going to happen. If you guys want to see more videos, comment down below, subscribe, like the video, and just enjoy it while you can. Alright, first but not least, we got the Tennessee Volunteers versus Syracuse Orange. We're going down in Atlanta, Georgia for the first game in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Tennessee ranked 9 in the country, Syracuse ranked 20. It's Saturday at 8:30. That's the day for August at whatever time. Tennessee's going to be a hard team to beat. I already know that for sure because Tennessee put up some hard teams last season and got themselves into the playoffs, but not do well. Yeah, it was kind of hard. But hopefully this season coming up that the Orange can hopefully knock it off and hopefully become a top seed to get into the top 12 playoffs and hopefully get to do what they need to do best. So the winner I'm going to see in that game is probably going to be Tennessee because Tennessee's a little bit more challenging, a little bit more better on the road than we are. Even though Syracuse beat 3 out of the 4 ranked teams last season, that was an easy schedule. This one's going to be a little harder, so I think it's going to be Tennessee for that win going into week 1. Week 2, we're going down to face UConn in our home. This might be our chance to hopefully turn the things around in the season for our first game back at home against UConn. We beat UConn last season, second to last season, by 7 points before we faced Miami, Florida for the big comeback win. UConn is actually a pretty good team this year too. They're going to figure out what they're going to need to change, figure out what things that need to messed up from the last time that we faced them. It's going to be a big challenge for UConn to face us again, but I think that we might be able to put away UConn at home again for week 2, 9-6 on Saturday. I think Syracuse is going to defeat UConn to be 1-1 this season. Week 3, we're facing Colgate at our home, 9-12 on Friday. Colgate we beat 3 years ago, and technically we beat them 65-0. If you remember that video and remember that time, you should remember what's going to happen this time maybe. I think Colgate might be a different team this year. We don't know. They still might be sucks, or we could still hopefully turn them out for us to win this game again. So I think we're going to lose against Tennessee. We're going to beat UConn. We're going to beat Colgate to be 2-1. And then Syracuse versus Clemson. Alright, this is the game that I've been waiting to see for a long time. We faced them in 2022 season when we got a 6-0 start, ranked 14 in the country. We almost beat Clemson, but they came back and they scored and they win the game by 7. The year after that, we lost big time, 31-14, and we haven't faced them last season. So this year, it's going to be a new year, new start. It's going to be an awesome time to see if Syracuse can beat Clemson in South Carolina for the first time since they tried to do it in 2022. But the last time Syracuse football beat Clemson was in 2017 by a good shutout almost. Let's say by a field goal, but yeah. It's going to be a Saturday, 9:20 at whatever time. It's going to be a good game, good kickoff for week 4. It's going to be an awesome start. Let's see how it's going to go, and hopefully Syracuse can put out Clemson. I think the Orange are going to take away a field goal win and put down Clemson. I think it's going to be a 3-1 record right here. Duke, Syracuse versus Duke. Syracuse haven't faced Duke last year. This might be a tough season going into our home for the stretch. After Duke faced a lot of ranked teams last season, they actually did pretty decent. They were, I think, 9-4. They lost in a bowl game against Ole Miss. Syracuse gonna try to battle Duke, which is a pretty decent team. They have good starters, good defenses. They know how to put up points when they need it. So yeah, I think Syracuse is gonna have a tough game, but I think Syracuse is still gonna stick around and put away Duke in the long hand. Game 4-1. Syracuse versus SMU. Oh god. Syracuse facing SMU on the road Saturday at 10-4. SMU is a pretty good team. They were in the top 12 playoffs, but they lost in the first round. SMU is a pretty darn good team when they need to be, but I think Syracuse is going to have a hard time facing SMU in this season. So I think Syracuse is going to lose this game to be 4-2. Syracuse versus Pitt. We faced them last season. They were ranked and they were they destructed us 42-13. This was actually a pretty bad game when we almost had a chance to be ranked that time. So it's going to be a Saturday at 10:18. Syracuse is going to be facing Pitt at home. Yeah, it's going to be a pretty good game, but I think Pittsburgh is going to lose this game, and Syracuse is going to topple Pittsburgh to be 5-2. Syracuse and Yellow Jackets, we faced them last season. We beat them while we were ranked. So Syracuse facing another tough team in the ACC, Yellow Jackets. They're going to hopefully not be ranked this season either. It's going to be a Saturday at 10:25. This might be another tough game. This might be another tough challenge just to face with us. I think Syracuse is just going to take another beating down, and I think they're going to take down Georgia Tech to be 6-2. So we're going to be 6-2 already for my prediction. Let's see how we do against the next opponent named North Carolina Tar Heels. Faced North Carolina 2 years ago. We lost against them when they were ranked. They were a pretty hard team to beat. But since North Carolina is probably not that good this year, I think Syracuse is going to still come up with the fight against North Carolina. But I think Syracuse is going to lose to North Carolina to be 6-3. Syracuse versus Miami. This was a good game last season for the last game of the season. Syracuse is going to try to put them out of the season like they did last year, even though they don't have Cam Ward, and my team doesn't have Kyle McCord. This might be a different situation. This might be a different setting in the game, facing them Saturday 11-8. This might be an awesome game to watch. I think Syracuse is going to lose to Miami in this game because they're on the road this time. So I think Syracuse is going to be 6-4. Syracuse and Notre Dame, the number 2 team in the country. This might be a long time facing them in South Bend, Indiana. I think Notre Dame is going to have a wild game, but I think Syracuse might have to stick with this Notre Dame team to put them down from a win here. Even though we lost against Miami for my prediction last game, I think Syracuse might stick around against Notre Dame to put them out of the top 25 for the top 5 spot. I think Syracuse is going to put them out of the top 5. And I think Syracuse is going to win this game over Notre Dame to be 7-4. And last but not least, the last game of the season, I think Syracuse is facing BC in our home on 11/29. And this might be an awesome game to end the season off. I wish it was Notre Dame because that would be a fun game to watch. But it's Syracuse versus BC, Syracuse in the Jeremy Wallace Dome. This might be an awesome season for you to watch for the last game. But I think Syracuse is going to win this game to be 8-4 for the last game of the season. So I think this might be our chance to get not a better record this season like we did last season with the 10-3 record. But we're still going to have a chance to go to a bowl game in my prediction for an 8-4 record. If we win this game for the last game, we'll be 8-4. And we'll be facing against whoever else in the bowl game if we get to that chance. But that's just my prediction. 8-4 record. And let's see how we do this season. And let's see how we're going to accomplish the hard-ranked teams, the teams that we have outside the conference. Like, BC is going to be the hardest one, I think. Notre Dame is going to be the tough one. Miami, Florida might be a little bit easy, but I don't know about that. SMU is going to be the hardest team, too. Clemson, they might be a struggle. And Tennessee is probably going to be a really hard struggle for the first game. So, if you guys want to see more videos of this, comment down below. Subscribe, like the video. If you guys want to see other videos of this, just comment down below. Subscribe and like the video. Until next time, I'll keep you updated with these Syracuse football season schedules or Syracuse basketball schedules or anything else like that, like NBA. But until next time, later guys, and good luck to Syracuse football this season. Let's go Orange.